Well, hello, everyone. I would like to introduce you to our team. I'm Erin Wilkins. I'm the Department Chair for Recreation Studies at Langara College in Vancouver, Canada. And Emma Courtney also joins me from Langara College Recreation Studies Department. And from the Technological University of Dublin, Ireland, Blanchardstown campus, Georgina Lawler, who's a lecturer and fieldwork coordinator for the Community Development and Youth Work Program, and Mairead Klusky, who's the coordinator for the Community Development and Youth Work Program. So we're going to share with you today our experience working on a collaborative project with our students in Ireland and in Canada. So the idea for this project was initiated when a colleague of mine and I completed an applied research project on experiential and international learning opportunities for students in the recreation program at Langara. And during our research, we learned about COIL VE, or Collaborative Online International Learning Virtual Exchange Programs. So the COIL program is a teaching and learning methodology which provides innovative, cost-effective international learning experiences, and it fosters faculty and student interaction with their peers from abroad and emphasis on experiential learning. In the COIL model, students from different countries and cultures take part in an online project within their course, and the faculty members from each country co-teach and manage the coursework. So throughout the time at Langara, Emma and I were introduced to Mairead and Georgina in Dublin to discuss the opportunity of working together on a COIL project. So we set up a meeting and quickly recognized that both programs had aligned values, community development curriculum, our course timelines were aligned, and the students were placed in community organizations for their final semester of the program, which happened to be at the same time. So after discovering this alignment, the four of us decided to embark on this exciting new project, and then all the planning began from there.
Thanks, Erin. Emma, I'm not sure if the slides are stuck, but you can move them on a wee bit. Thanks a million. So we met frequently to design learning outcomes and to create a course outline and activities for students and educators in the project. And we really hoped that Erin and Emma would make it over from Canada to Ireland, but unfortunately the global pandemic hit. So we expected our students would create an online community, but it's something that we had to do, which was a little bit unexpected too. So the global pandemic presented many challenges for us. But actually they brought us together and we began to develop really strong working relationships and friendships. Our community development values and resilience really brought us together here, and we came up with the following learning outcomes. So we wanted to explore the values that inform community development practice both locally and globally. We wanted our students to develop literacy skills, digital literacy skills, to help them to build intercultural relationships online. We wanted to compare and contrast community development in various settings, and we wanted to develop a network of emerging even community development practitioners internationally.
So then in terms of the project deliverables, the alignment of the TU Dublin and Langara student work placement and preparation schedules were the backbone of the activities that the students would embark in. So we designed and developed a structured program of activities to support the students in meeting the learning goals of the project over an 8-month period. So this started with students completing asynchronous activities. Firstly, they created a Padlet, a personal profile using Padlet, and you can see that there on the screen. And then following that, based using an article, a book, a podcast, students created a short video on a community development issue that they were interested in. And then how we created, students were then able to engage with each other by commenting on the various posts. We then moved towards synchronous activities, which involves students attending 5 Zoom meetings. So during the Zoom meetings, they experienced, they discussed issues they experienced during their fieldwork, and they explored these using a local and a global lens. Students were then assigned mini activities linked directly to these discussions, and these activities were then linked to the formal assessment within their programs. So in addition to the scheduled meetings, students also met independently in small groups. and they continue to share the output of these discussions using a dedicated Padlet page. So we tried to introduce a fun dimension as well, because we were doing this in the middle of a global pandemic. An example of this was that at the midpoint of the project, we asked students in their small groups to create a 60-second collaborative video highlighting their key learning. So they got the opportunity to really practice those digital literacy skills they were developing. And this was posed as a contest, with the winning group receiving gifts, or the swag as our Canadian colleagues call it, from the partner organisation. So, and if we have time at the end, we will show you the winning videos. I'm going to hand back now to Erin.
Thanks, Georgina. Well, I'm happy to report that we successfully completed our 8th-month project in April this year. We showcased our students' work through the delivery of a final presentation where our students and faculty and administrators from both of the institutions attended, and then the students presented their magic moments or their overall learnings from their COIL project, and they did an excellent job, and we were very proud of them. So next, we completed an overall project evaluation where we reviewed the quantitative and qualitative data from students and faculty, and we really focused on evaluating the student learning outcomes of this project. And we're presently taking all this information and we're incorporating the feedback to improve the project for next year. We're going to be looking for potential new partners and hope to expand this project to include more students and institutions from around the globe. You'll see on the screen here our LinkedIn page. So this is a legacy for our present and future COIL community to stay in touch and to continue to learn from one another as emerging community development and recreation professionals.
So we'd like to share some reflections and key learnings from the project. So in terms of internationalization and learning, we learned how to support intercultural relationship building by intentionally creating appropriate spaces online to facilitate informal learning and to generate connections, thus mirroring community development practice. Through this style of facilitation, we harness the power of peer support and peer learning to foster the greatest magic moments of learning for the students and the educators.
We also learned about the importance of establishing team expectations and guidelines through the development of team learning charters, as well as outlining the predetermined netiquette rules with cameras on, expected engagement. And this created a comfortable learning space for our students to share their experiences and questions in a supportive environment. We also learned to facilitate just the right amount of sharing between face-to-face on Zoom and our group Padlets. And the students certainly didn't leave out the discussions around which country had the best beer either.
And we discovered the importance of always coming back to our learning outcomes and having this as a touchstone for us throughout the project. So with our learning outcomes in mind, we were really intentional around the wording for our assignments. We ensured, that we called them activities rather than assignments to ensure that this wasn't meant to be hard work, but rather positive learning experiences. So we also had to be really flexible as our world was continually changing, but this gave us an opportunity to adjust the assignments to reflect current issues the world was experiencing. And lastly, we really celebrated our hard work. There was a lot of deep learning on some heavy issues, but we still managed to laugh and have a lot of fun.
We also learned the importance of using the right platforms and technology to foster a smooth and comfortable learning environment for both the students and the instructors. Additionally, the need to take time to ensure that all parties were comfortable on the different learning platforms and could navigate them smoothly. So it was important and clear that technology should only ever enhance the learning environment and not hinder it. So in order to achieve this, it was always an ongoing fine balance of avoiding too many tools, but ensuring that the proper tools were in place for learning to take place.
So as you can see, there was huge value in working with an international partner in community development education. But I'm sure as many of you are aware, there are challenges within the traditional structures of higher education, particularly when it comes to community development education methodologies. So the time and the energy required to drive this project forward, ensuring that we had accountability across the Atlantic with students and with each other, was done in addition to our regular teaching duties, I guess. But it was well worth it. The project achieved more than expected for both students and staff, and it really rang true to the theme of this year's conference, Community Development, Our Connectedness, Resilience and Empowerment. So now we'd like to share a very short example of an activity our students engaged in. And so Georgina mentioned this already. So this is where they collectively and creatively reflected on their professional community development values about midway through the project. So please enjoy. Much everybody. If you'd like any more information on the project, or if you'd like to get in touch with us, please do. Our contact details are there on the last slide.